Hi, my name is Dolly, and I am making this video series because I have an acoustic neuroma, and it is quite large. It is 5 centimeters by 2.5 centimeters by 3.5 centimeters. And I went looking for information after I was diagnosed, and I was not finding what it was that I wanted. I wanted to be able to see a real face and connect to a person who had been along this journey prior to me and could give me some insights. And I wasn't finding that. I could find doctors interviewing a former patient where everything went well, and that's great. I could find some one-off videos from people who had an acoustic neuroma and had surgery. But they're usually either a one-off or a series of 2 or 3 videos and then nothing. I really needed to be able to see someone that I could relate to. So I have joined quite a few groups on Facebook that are very, very helpful and extremely supportive, as well as ANA.org, the Acoustic Neuroma Association. They are wonderful people. They have a forum. They send you material if you request it. They're wonderful people. They do all kinds of seminars. They provide you with a lot of support as well. But this is a very rare disease, tumor. There are only 2,000 or so people diagnosed in the United States annually, and I think it's 6,000 now worldwide in a year. So that is rare. And there are doctors like my ENT, where I am the 3rd patient in his entire career that has an acoustic neuroma. I also now hold the distinction for having the largest acoustic neuroma he has ever seen. So, yeah, wish I won a great prize out of that one, like free surgery. But no, that's how rare this is. So we might be a small group of people, but it seems that those who are out there are willing to put themselves out there, because boy, you do get to be vulnerable with this. They're willing to share. They're willing to help. They're willing to support. And I find that to be wonderful. Really do. So I'm hoping that this will be helpful to you, whether it's for yourself or a family member, a partner, neighbor, coworker, that you will find some use of the information, even if it's just a piece here and a piece there. So just to give you a little bit of background, I'm 60 years old. I've been retired for 5 years now. I'm a very, very active person. I take care of my 92-year-old mother on a daily basis and in her own home. And my wife works from home some days and works in the office downtown Sacramento. Other days, she's very, very busy. So I pick up a lot of the slack around here. I am zooming around all the time. So I really didn't notice the tinnitus. That was one of the first clues, was the tinnitus. I'd had it for 10 plus years, but it was always intermittent and very low hum. Well, this past fall, it became a screaming tea kettle 24/7, and it was very hard to ignore when I would wake up in the middle of the night to use the restroom, and then I couldn't get back to sleep because it was that loud. So that was the first thing. The second thing was losing some hearing. I was going on a walk with my dog one day. I was listening to a podcast, and one of my AirPods popped out of my good ear. So I came home and I experimented a little bit because everything had gotten very quiet when that AirPod popped out. Wanted to make sure it wasn't my equipment. So I tried an earplug. I tried my over-the-ear headset. I tried my AirPods, and it all showed me, nope, it is not an equipment failure. This is definitely a hearing deficit. So I asked for authorization from my primary care to see an ENT. First stop was the audiologist, who said that, yep, you have hearing deficit. You're unable to hear the spoken word. You can hear ranges of tones if they're at full blast. So it took 3 months to finally see the ENT, because this was during the holidays. So I saw the ENT February 12th. He sent me off to get an MRI with contrast. Said this is going to tell us for sure whether you have an acoustic neuroma or you have what is called Meniere's disease. So I did the MRI on February 12th. On February 14th, he called me and said, yes, you have a very large acoustic neuroma. I went and saw a skull base surgeon. He is the one who opens up the bone and decides what approach to take in opening up that bone, whether, and for me, I can't say whether, for me, it is going to be a translabyrinth approach, because I already have significant hearing loss, and the tumor is so large and so wrapped around the nerves that they need to be able to go through my middle ear, which means that I will have hearing loss. I will be single-sided deafness. Afterwards, they will be cutting my balance nerve. So my balance will be taken over by the left-hand side of my body. Left-hand side of my brain will take over. What the right side will no longer hear or feel. There's also a few other issues. My balance has really been a problem. It's been quite challenging to walk without bumping into things. I have ran into my dresser, my door jams, my doors, my walls. I have had difficulty keeping both feet underneath me when I'm on a walk with my dog. Wound up in the middle of the street, wound up somebody's driveway because my balance is very bad. I also, according to the neurosurgeon, have something called nystagmus, and that is where one eye does not work with the brain in the other eye like it's supposed to. I have a beautiful bench seating overlooking my backyard, and if I were to look at it right now, the pillows that are on it, they're jiggling like jello. And we all know that they're stable and they're not supposed to be jiggling in any way. But that's what it's like for me to see anything, and it gets much worse if I turn my head from one direction to the other. It's also called, I also have oscillopsia. So with my vision being off, my balance being off, significant hearing loss at this point, and the tinnitus. One more symptom that I have, most people will not have this one, is my larynx voice box. As you can hear, my voice sounds pretty gravelly right now. I also have problems swallowing. It's like my body is hesitant to swallow, whether it is liquid or it is a chewed up piece of food. And so that is an issue that I'm concerned about, and so is my surgical team. They do not want me to aspirate, and they are concerned that the nerves that go down into the larynx are already being compromised by the tumor, and they're worried that it might possibly cause issues during surgery, after surgery, where I won't have my voice. It might be a while before my voice comes back. It might be a while before I'm able to eat food easily. I could wind up with a feeding tube for a while, or permanently, not sure. So yeah, all of these are very scary things to me. I think I've taken it pretty well. I'm very optimistic. I have a very strong faith. This isn't something that is in my control, although my type A personality wants to be all over it. Can't do surgery on myself. Wouldn't know how if I could. So what can you do at this point, except for depend upon your surgeons and their skills and all of the therapists that will be helping me, and to ask questions. I ask questions in my Facebook groups, or actually, I do a lot of following because there are people that have already been through it years ago, and they're answering the questions before I even have an opportunity to ask. So that helps. That helps. Anything helps at this point in regards to information. So I am hopeful that most of this will be resolved as of next Friday when I undergo surgery. That even though I know I will be SSD, as they call it, I will have single-sided deafness. I do have a perfectly good hearing ear on the left. Balance, physical therapy, occupational therapy. That's good. I will be all over it. Speech therapy, if there are continued voice box issues. I think there is ocular therapies available as well for the nystagmus in my right eye. Nystagmus is also referred to as dancing eye because it dances back and forth. Me, who has no coordination with dancing whatsoever, I get the dancing eye. I no longer drive because of the vision and the balance issues. I don't feel comfortable, and I don't want to take a chance of hurting myself or, more importantly, somebody else. And so my wife is doing all the driving, taking me over to Mom's every day so that I can take care of her, doing shopping. Thank goodness for online shopping now. I tell you, it will become your best friend. It's being able to do all of it that you can online. So I think that pretty much covers pre-surgery. If I have anything to add, I'll do another video, but I think this pretty much covers it for now. So I hope you do subscribe. I hope you ring the bell so that you will know when I post another video. I really hope that this is helping someone. I really do. This is my journey. Won't be your journey. I hope it won't be your journey, the same exact journey. I'm not a medical professional. I can't give medical advice. I can only tell you what I am experiencing, and hopefully it will help you. So until the next video, thank you for joining me. Have a great day.